Assalamu alaikum students, welcome again. The next part of the lecture. This one is about organizational barriers. Now, what are the different organizational barriers? Whenever we are talking about very important thing, organizational barriers already हमने क्लास में भी काफी दफा ये चीजें डिस्कस की हुई हैं और barriers के point of view से organization की growth productivity के point of view से definitely you have to communicate in a proper way. So the different, we can say, barriers for productivity of good productivity of the organization and communication of the organization. Like long chain of command, if you have your chain of command is very, you can say, uh, more than 3 or 4 levels of management, like the top, middle, lower level management. But if you have more than that, that chain of command is very long, so that can be the you can say big problem for the good communication or the barrier regarding good and effective communication. Poor spatial you can say arrangement, generally it's about you are not you can say good, yeah, in management skills, or you are not properly, you are not good in managing your whatever resources and all that. So it's about poor arrangement regarding your resources. Unsuitable medium, if you are not using proper medium, or the medium you are using that is not properly according to the requirement situation and requirement of the receiver and so on. Again, it's a barrier for the good communication. Poor organizational culture, again it's very important. If it's like आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर यूनियंस बनी हुई हैं, लेबर की, और every second day you have to face different, you can say, requirements of the are different issues of the, you have to face different issues of the labor and their union leaders and so on, strikes hoti rehti and all that, labor unrest and all that. So that can be the culture of the organization, and that gives very, you can say, negative impact for the organization. You can say that gives very negative impact for the productivity of the organization and communication of the organization. Status and relationships, if you have good relationship with all levels of the status of the organization, that can be a good thing. But if you are not good, if you are very much status conscious and you don't want to talk to the top, and being a top level individual, you don't want to talk to the middle and lower, and being a middle level individual, you don't want to talk to the lower level management, again it's the biggest problem for the effectiveness and for the development of the organization and growth of the organization. So next one is about inadequate facilities. If whatever the type of facilities and opportunities of the growth and improvement. So whatever the opportunities and facilities we are providing, that is not according to the requirement of the individuals or employees of the organization. Again, that can be a problem. So that is, you can say, biggest problem for the development and growth of the organization. So how we can overcome? Definitely, we have to shorten the chain of command or the levels of management, and properly we have to communicate our message, and we have to give proper opportunities. We have to create the positive relationship with the top, middle, and lower level management, and our culture. We have to promote and improve our culture in a positive way, so through which we can improve our organizational structure, and we can improve our the, you can say, overall productivity of the organization, and we can overcome the barriers of all these barriers. So this one is about organizational barriers. Generally, मैंने आपको बताया how we can overcome all these barriers. Next, very interesting, that is cultural barriers. Cultural barriers, we know very well what are the cultural barriers. First, we have to discuss in this slide about the cultural barriers, and the examples definitely we will discuss in the next clip then. Okay, now what is the meaning of cultural barriers, and what are the cultural barriers? Cultural basically link with the whatever the culture, whatever the, you can say, we can say, yeah, the dress or the, yeah, so sorry, norms and the values we carry with ourselves as per the requirement of that culture. So that will make the culture of that specific place. So, use of body language. Differences in body language can be a major source of misunderstanding during the intercultural communication. जनरली देयर नंबर ऑफ एग्जांपल्स जो हम लेटर ऑन अभी डिस्कस करेंगे, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एग्जांपल्स जो मैंने आपसे ज़रूर डिस्कस करना चाह रही थी। और कल्चरल बैरियर्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखा जाए तो डेफिनेटली, जैसे मैंने आपको स्टार्ट में भी बताया कि वी आर बिलोंग टू दैट कंट्री जिसके अंदर हमारे डिफरेंट प्रोविंसेस के अंदर डिफरेंट कल्चर्स हैं, और हर कल्चर की डिफरेंट रिप्रेजेंटेशन है, हर कल्चर की डिफरेंट वी कैन से ड्रेस सेंस है, ये ड्रेसिंग सिंबल्स हैं, ये ड्रेसिंग है, like Balochis in different form, and if we are talking about Sindh, तो Sindhi हमारा different form होता है, and when we are talking about Punjabi and so on, so same in case with the different countries when we are talking about at international level. So we have different, you can say symbols. We have different when we are talking about marketing of the product. So in marketing, we have to train the individuals. Whenever we are talking about, we can say whenever we are talking about marketing of the, you can say marketing of the products at international level, we have to know what are the symbols we have to use for labeling purpose, and what are the, you can say text, what will be the text we can use, and what will be the words we can use, and we have to use when we have to launch the product at international level. So these are very important things when we are talking about communication at international level. So our communication with the different cultures, our cross cultural communication. So this one is very good example that no is conveyed in different body gestures in different cultures. People in Canada shake their heads from left to right for saying no, and in Bulgarians nod up and down. Japanese move their right hand, and Silesi people raise their chin. So uh, these are the different, we can say, meaning for different countries with that specific one, you can say, word. So that is the reason we can say these are very important things from cultural, you can say, barriers point of view or cultural conversation point of view. So there are a number of examples that we have to discuss in the next, you can say, remaining lecture or the next clip. Thank you, class.